Hello, hopefully my mic is better. I got a new mic, so it's better than my headphone mic. So for this assignment 3, I created methods for the first question. And so here we are declaring not methods, functions. And so right here I'm declaring my functions. I don't know why I have to declare them in C, but you just do. I guess it's better performance because it instead of like at runtime, it can just do this at compile time and make the functions more efficient, I guess. And so this function right here returns float A and float A added to float B, and so it takes a parameter of float A, parameter of float B, and then it has a return type of float, and then it returns A plus B, so float A plus float B, to where the function will be called. And so I declare my floats 25.23 and then my float 2. So I print float 1. So right here I'm basically just printing float 1 and float 2 for better output, and then I'm calling this function calculate sum. I'm passing in for arguments my float 1, my float 2. Then it will return A plus B, which is float 1 plus float 2. And then it will print out sum, and then it format specifier for float for two decimal places, and then a new line character. And so I'll run it. So right here you get the sum. So that was method 1, and then for all the other methods, just calculate difference. They're pretty much the exact same thing, only this one returns difference, this returns the product, returns the quotient. And then I do that for all the other ones. Difference, product, and I pass in the same variables for each, all with the same format specifiers. Except here I use 2 new line characters because that creates a line here. And for some reason the output goes really weird when you wait. I'm thinking it has something to do with the thread of execution yielding for the scan statement, but I have no idea. It probably it's probably doing something weird when it's yielding. Could be like CPU fluctuation, I have no idea. But here that's it, and then do all that. And so this is for the arithmetic operator. Right here I'm basically doing this. I'm finding the remainder of A and B, and then I'm saying int remainder equals A divided by B. Give me the remainder of A divided by B, and then store that remainder in the remainder variable, and then return the return remainder to where find remainder was called. And so find remainder was called here. And so basically I'm just saying I want to put the result of int 1 divided by int 2, my int 2, the remainder of int 1 divided by int 2 will be this number, and then basically the format specifier basically says, I think how the format specifier works is I think the format specifier calls this data right here, and it tells this data to be put in this spot. I think that's kind of how it works. And so I put in 2 new lines to create a entirely new line. Okay, and then so that was the first one. Then the arithmetic operators. Now the character data type right here, and here was here was the I'm getting the remainder of 5 divided by 3, and so I'll just run that again and I'll get the result, which is 2. And so the remainder of 5 divided by 2 is 2. Or no, 5 divided by 3 is 2, because 5 divided by 3 leaves 2 behind, because only 3 of 5 goes into 3. Then you're left with 2. Okay, here's my character A, and then basically this just prints out the actual character. So this is the format specifier for character. This is the format specifier for the ASCII code of a char. And so this actually prints the ASCII code, and you can see the ASCII code of A is 65. And so for the next one, printf and scanf. We'll just demonstrate it with the outputs. So I can enter an integer 10, you enter 10, enter a float 10.3424, and then it prints out float. And so basically, this is, it takes whatever you put in. I'm pretty sure it takes what you put in, and then this denotes this is basically the memory slot the integer input takes, and so you have to, for some reason you have to use this character, and it like, I'm not sure how it works, but it's just like you specify that character to basically say I want this, what the person inputs to be that. I'm pretty sure that's what that does, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it takes what someone inputs, and then I can output it using the format specifier for integer, and I create a new line, and then you can enter a float, format specifier for float, and then it takes your input, and then it actually takes, oh yeah, it takes your input, and then this changes the variable. So whatever you inputted, now float input is what you inputted. So float input is just an empty, like, declared variable. It's not been initialized, and so when you you initialize it by entering a value. Alright, and the last one, the increment and decrement. I only did increment because it said pre and post increment. It didn't say to use decrement, so I didn't. And so basically, value of increment int and pre increment. So this is the value of the increment integer variable pre increment using the pre increment operator. So I'll run it. And so the value of increment integer pre-increment is 20. After the pre-increment is 21. So after the pre-increment operator increments increment integer, it's 21. And then the same thing. And then I reset the value to 20 to just demonstrate the value of the post increment variable when it's been incremented with the post increment operator is still 21. So yeah, it didn't change it. So here's my GitHub repository. Thank you.